Okay, other market report I want to talk about before we get to questions, the Cadillac ATS-V. We just sold a Cadillac ATS-V coupe for 28, and I started looking at these, and it got me a thinking. Do you know what this car is and has and is?
Yeah.
It's a 6-cylinder.
It's a twin-turbo V6, 450 horsepower. It's a lot.
It's a 6-cylinder, I will grant you, but it is a twin-turbo. Have you ever driven one?
No, only a CT5V.
It's a little different.
Now I will say, if you want a manual transmission sedan,
No, I've never driven a Jaguar X-Type, only an XJ220.
Well, that's the Canon way. But I will say, if you for the sedans, if you want a manual transmission sedan, your options are WRX, CT5V, CT4V.
Well,
what else?
that's new.
Current production brand.
This is a fairly recent new car, and I have to say that now these seem to, I don't know why there's a Camaro in this, but they seem to now be running in the low 30s to high 20s.
Yeah, which is a lot of car for the money.
Biden's one there.
Biden's went for 78. I just think,
go to the 29.5 one.
Yeah, well, it was modded, like, et cetera. Like, I'm sure that turned off some people. It looks like the kind of mods that probably they deleted some emissions equipment. And I noticed it has Tennessee plates. Probably wouldn't be legal in a lot of states. But nonetheless, the point is, at 30 for a 465 horsepower car, everybody talks about CT5V Blackwing, CT4V Blackwing, which are still very expensive cars that have held their value quite well. To me, at this 465 horsepower, this is still a really legitimate car. I think it was 443 horsepower, wasn't it?
443, yeah, right. 464.
That's a real number. Like, these are real cars, and they're modern enough. It isn't the CT4V Blackwing. It isn't the CT5V Blackwing.
But
in
it's
terms
still
of,
pretty cool.
It's a 9-year-old car that, like, still looks, I mean, this looks not that different from a CT4V Blackwing. I kind of prefer the rear window treatment, the rear brake light treatment on the ATS.
Yep.
I'll be honest, completely, I did not realize that it was what I was talking about. I thought it was the CT4V Blackwing. It's the kind of, it is a lot, there's a lot of the same recipe.
Don't you think this is a pretty cool
compelling car?
Would you rather have it than an M3, M4? Because those are not dissimilar in price.
I don't know about rather. My presumption is that this is more reliable, and I've owned a lot of AMGs and M's, and I've owned a couple of V's, and the V's were always more reliable.
Yep, the BMW is nicer inside and probably better, but this is probably more reliable.
I don't know. Given the size too, because they're like B5 S4 kind of size cars, a little bigger, but they're not big, right? They're not like modern big old CT5V Blackwing thing. There was a coupe. I prefer the sedan in terms of just practicality. But they both seem like they're deals as they start to approach the high 20s for 465 horsepower and a good car.
I'm with you.
What about the floors for these in the end?
Yeah,
this one, the modded one, had 81,000 miles on it.
And still sold for 30. So they're probably near a floor, which means they're probably not really going to lose that much more value. We've seen with V2s, CTS, the second gen CTS-V, we call them V2s, me and Felipe in the community.
No, I'm from the Midwest. I call it the V2.
Hell yeah. We've seen that the V2s, that there is a floor. Like, there is a number where these cars do not go below.
For a stick one,
For a stick one, which is what I'm advocating for here. Although I think the autos are probably good too. But
I fully agree with you. I don't think that they're like bargains. The M3, the F80 M3 and the F82 M4 are not that dissimilar in price, but I would, at this point, almost rather have an ATS-V.
I wonder if this sounds good, because the M3 and M4 of that generation do not.
I haven't driven one in forever.
You can't make them sound good either.
I haven't driven one forever, but I remember liking it at the time, and I look at the car, and I think this still looks good.
It does.
It's still cool. It's still got power that feels like a good amount for a modern, vehicle.
And like 40 more horsepower, 10% more horsepower than the F80 M2, F82 M4.
And they cost like less than a new WRX.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I've been using Delete Me for years now, and I'm still just as grateful for it today as I was the day I signed up. They've been a great supporter of my channel and my privacy. The first time I saw my personal info online, my name, old phone number, addresses, even family details, it was on dozens of sites. As someone who's pretty visible online, I've had to deal with weird stuff, random emails, odd messages, people digging too deeply. That's why I take privacy seriously, and why Delete Me is a core part of how I protect myself and my family. Delete Me is a subscription service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker sites. You give them your info once and they go to work, sending personalized reports every few months to show exactly what they've removed. They keep monitoring so it doesn't come right back. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now with a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/DeMuro and use promo code DeMuro at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/DeMuro and enter code DeMuro at checkout. Support this car pod and your privacy. That's joindeleteme.com/DeMuro, code DeMuro.